This is going to be another tripod variation, starting in this reclined sitting position and progressing forward into tripod and then into that undifferentiated bear. The big thing with this one is this does require a fair amount of hip mobility. So we probably will have some breakout sequences, which are going to be for people who don't have the hip range of motion to do it. I barely have the range of motion to do it, so it's definitely not an easy one for me to get through, but it may be much easier for someone else. So starting off, it'll be that same reclined sit position where I begin by engaging a little tension in my lower abdomen. Now from here, I'm going to start by bringing one foot in. And coming through here, I'm going to start to shift my weight forward, kind of reaching my hands in a little bit of an up and forward direction, because I still want to try and keep my back erect and not feel like I have to really flex in my lumbar spine to make up for a lack of hip range of motion. So as I come forward, I like to keep this little bit of an upward angle to my hands. And I'll start to come through this knee, and I'll push this knee into the ground to help lift my hips up forward, bringing my hands down into this tripod. And then from here, I'll raise up into that bear position and hold maybe 5 seconds. Then knee will come back down, and it'll windshield wiper or sweep in as I slowly start to transition back to where I began, using this knee and this hip to control that descent back into that position. And you see even there, I started to dip forward a little bit when I should have kept my hands a little bit more elevated. And then coming back to that reclined sit, once again pausing for maybe 5 seconds, sweeping the other foot in. I'll reach my fingertips in this up and forward direction, pushing into this leg to try and lift me up past this knee and towards this front foot. So I'll reach, and I'll push, and then I'll come down into this tripod. Back leg straightens out, and I'll raise up into that bear position. And I'll pause for 5 seconds. Here I like to make sure, once again, that I'm not letting my back relax. I'm still keeping that tension in my stomach. I just want to try and push the ground away slightly in this position, with a tuck in my chin, so I'm not letting my head sag down towards the floor. And then from here, I'll come back down onto the knee. I'll sweep this back foot in. And as I go back, I'll try and bring my hands up so I keep my back flat instead of letting it flex forward as I slowly sit back into that beginning position. So one more time, a little quicker. Reclined, foot sweeps in, hands reach. As I come up to more pressure on my front foot, hands to the ground, and I'll raise up, ground away, chin tucked, 5 seconds, back to the knee, sweep in, fingertips reaching upward as I slowly sit back. I would try for somewhere in the 5 to 10 on each side for that slow transition.